that you can join, first of all, the Hanover ARC. You don't have to do anything to be a member of an ARC, but write your check once a year, read our newsletters, hopefully respond to some action alerts, only if you're comfortable with it. There's information in your goodie bag that will help educate you on what's going on in Virginia and in Hanover. I mean, we've got some situations in Hanover now that we're trying to deal with. Hanover County seems to be moving away from direct services and more towards private services and taking money out of budgets. And the problem with that is, I'm all for Dominion Waiver Services provides some services for Matthew, and they are a private agency. They're not a county agency. But when the county removes itself from the oversight and just does what the state requires, then Matthew no longer has a safety net. It's the government's core responsibility to take care of its most vulnerable citizens. And so we need to see our county government and our state working towards keeping people in the community and giving supports to families who want them. These kids, we're in a generation now to where, like, my parents probably never saw a child with a disability. I mean, kids with disabilities didn't come into the school system until the 70s. Your kids have gone to school with the Matthews and the Christophers. Your kids are completely at ease. They would never expect that someone like Matthew would go into an institution. I mean, Matthew wandered their halls of Patrick Henry. You know, he goes to the Patrick Henry YMCA. He lives in this community. So they would be astounded that their grandparents or their parents would be willing to invest money into institutional care. So I'd like for you to join the Hanover ARC. I'd like for you to sign up for newsletters, you know, and read them as best you can. I know everyone in this room is busy. You run businesses. You have your own children. You have your own things that you are doing. But if you get a minute and I drop you an email, I want you to know what I'm talking about. I don't want you to feel like I'm telling you to do something that you're not comfortable with. I want you to read it and decide if it's something you want to respond to. And we need to get more waivers in this state. And right now is the perfect time to call your legislator. They're not in session. This is not a Republican, Democrat, independent issue. This is a human issue. And we need for you to call your legislator, whatever district you live in the state of Virginia, and let them know that you support the ID waiver and the DD waiver. These waivers help kids with autism. They help kids with intellectual disability, which used to be referred to as mental retardation. And so it's very important that you do these things. Now, on a lighter note, I want to introduce some people that have changed our lives. One is Pam Johnson, if she'll stand up. Pam is Matthew's day provider, and because of her, I can go to work and organize parties and take care of Christopher in Northern Virginia and, you know, have time with my daughter. And then it's Dwight and Peggy. And Jessica, I want you to stand up too. I know you're not an official, but she comes with Dwight. Now, these individuals, Dwight is a Richmond City firefighter. Peggy works for a shipper, for people that ship. I'm not sure about this. She's not technically. But these kids do this on, I mean, it is a nominal wage. When I say you get an ID waiver, it does not solve your problems. It is a nominal wage. It doesn't come with workman's comp. It doesn't come with health benefits. It doesn't come with a lot of things that people would consider necessary to earn a living, okay? But these kids do this at evenings and weekends. Pam does it full-time for me. I thank God for her every day. And these kids have taken Matthew to things that I never would have done. He has gone to Maggiano's with a firefighter. I would have loved to see that one because you have a 5-minute rule with Matthew. If you don't bring bread or a drink in 5 minutes, he will clear out that section. Okay? Well, these kids have learned this. They've taken him to King's Dominion. They've taken him to museums. They've taken him to parks and to things that Tom and I enjoy taking him to, but it's different when you're his mom and the dad. I mean, you think about your kids every day looking at you, and you're taking them, and, I mean, they get to be a certain age, they don't want to go around. So, the biggest thing I want to ask you to do, if you're available, I know you all work, but the ARC of Virginia set out a challenge this year for us to get each member to get 5 new members. And you do not have to do anything to be a member of the Hanover ARC, but believe in what we believe in, and that is that we want kids in the community. We want kids with intellectual disability out where people can see them and their love and their acceptance. That's all you have to do. You might get a phone call, you might get an email, and it's up to you to decide if you want to respond to it. So join the Hanover Arc, and that will give us, we'll be giving Matthew your voice. And since all of you have asked me in the past, what can you give him? I want you to give him your voice. I want you to give him, I want you to let legislators know that he has a community, that you are there for him, that you care about him, and that when Tom and I are gone, there are going to be things in place that Megan and Christopher can oversee, but that they can still have their own lives as well. And we have got to change the way that Virginia thinks. So that's the end of my spiel. Tom is going to give a toast to Matthew. If everybody wants to go get a drink, refill on your drink. The child has brought more joy to our life, less drama than Christopher, less drama than Megan. If we can take out the medical part, you can take out the brain surgery and the shunt repairs and those things that you deal with children with disabilities. He is the happiest child we have. He is great. So.